Namaskar Mandali, Chai Shri Ram. Today's Pravachan by Shri Brahmachaitanya Maharaj takes us deep into the discipline of Nama-sadhana, chanting and remembering God's name. Maharaj reminds us that to truly experience the fruits of devotion, we must avoid certain pitfalls: selfishness, pride, slander, and attachment. It's not just about doing spiritual practice, but doing it with a clean heart, moral integrity, and sincere remembrance of God. To help us reflect on these teachings more deeply, we'll later hear a touching story of Sant Shabari, whose pure and selfless devotion shows us exactly how a life of nama and service can bring even the Lord Himself to your doorstep. Let's first listen to Maharaj's unaltered Pravachan. Our thoughts should be free from selfishness, for it produces and pampers pride and vanity. You know, a selfish person never can be happy. It's really important to observe the moral code. Look on another's wife as your mother. Householders who never think of other women except as a mother are virtually Brahmacharis. Covet not another's wealth, look on it with disgust. You have no idea how deeply harmful such covetousness is. Slandering others is the third major point which should be scrupulously avoided, because in discussing others' faults, we concentrate our attention on them and thereby inculcate them in ourselves and thus assist in our own fall. If you take these major precautions, love for Nama is bound to arise. Never fail in doing your duty towards your parents, other elders, children, and so on, without attachment to anything that you do. Duty is an act done without egoism or attachment, and without expecting any return. Never neglect your duty, observe the moral code meticulously, and carry on your worldly life in the remembrance of God. Then your ordinary life itself will constitute a spiritual exercise, and love for God will arise in your mind. You may take this as a solemn promise from me. Worldly life is like salt. How much of it do we add to the dough for bread? Only a pinch for taste. If we reverse the proportion, how will the bread taste? But, you know, that is like what we do, treating worldly life as the main goal and spiritual duties as merely secondary. When a man realizes true contentment, he treats family life like a game or diversion, caring naught whether he succeeds or fails, and quite willing to call a halt to the play at any time. Worldly life demands and offers numerous things, but they never suffice, because obtaining one thing itself contains the seed of the requirement of another. Not so with God. When once we obtain Him, it is the end of the search. Suppose we go to a big store which stocks many things, except the one we need. Then the store may be very big, but not to our purpose. Similarly, if one possesses many faculties but God is not there, all the rest is of no avail. Instead of trying to drag God down for assistance in worldly pleasures and purposes, we should spiritualize our worldly life. It is in this that true ability lies. Sant Shabari, the embodiment of simple pure bhakti. In today's Pravachan, Maharaj draws our attention to the qualities a seeker of Nama must cultivate: freedom from selfishness, renunciation of pride, refraining from slander, and performing one's duties without ego or attachment. These are not just theoretical ideals, but living truths expressed by saints like Sant Shabari, whose life is a shining example of what it means to live in Nama and surrender. Sant Shabari was a simple tribal woman, born in a community shunned by society. But her heart yearned not for wealth, praise, or status, only for darshan of the divine. When she sought the refuge of sage Matanga, she did not ask for teachings or initiation. She simply began serving, sweeping the ashram grounds, gathering firewood, doing menial tasks. Her devotion was so sincere that the sage told her, "Remain here, for the Lord Himself will come to you." Years passed. Shabari grew old, yet every single day she prepared a small offering of bare fruits for Lord Rama, tasting each one to ensure it was sweet. She waited with childlike hope, unwavering and untainted by doubt or impatience. People laughed at her. She offers half-eaten fruit? What kind of devotion is this? But Shabari was free from ego and criticism. She had no pride, no worldly desires. Only love, only Nama, only service. And then, one day, Lord Rama arrived. He walked past palaces and temples straight to the hut of the untouchable woman. When he saw her devotion, he was moved beyond words. He ate the tasted berries with joy and said to Lakshmana, "In all my travels, I have not found such pure love." This is what Maharaj meant when he said, "Carry on your worldly life in the remembrance of God, and your ordinary life itself will become a spiritual exercise." You see, Sant Shabari did not perform grand rituals. She simply remembered God constantly, served selflessly, and remained immersed in the Lord's name. She did not gossip, compare, covet, or judge. Her purity lay in her simplicity. Her greatness was not in scholarship or austerity, but in the total absence of selfishness. And it is this innocent, heartful devotion that brought even the Supreme Being to her doorstep. Sant Shabari's story is not just a tale from mythology. It is a mirror to our own spiritual journey. Maharaj's guidance is clear. Purity of heart, detachment from selfish desires, and sincere devotion are the keys to awakening true love for God. Whether we are in a palace or a forest hut, if our heart beats with Nama, if we perform our duties without ego or attachment, the Lord Himself will seek us out. Let us strive to walk this path of simplicity, sincerity, and inner purity, so that our Nama becomes not just a chant, but a living, loving connection with the divine.